What began as a simple poem from a simple man was suddenly reaching the ears of millions, and has continued to do so each year since. Year after year we sing many hymn songs, but sometimes we never understand what led the author to that point in their life when they wrote the song. It happened that after a hymn has been sung so many times, people tend to begin to lose sight of the meaning of each verses of the song. It is very interesting to know that the words of many of our favorite hymns are born out of life-changing experiences. Charles Wesley composed the joy-filled and Can It Be after his dramatic, personal conversion experience. Horatio Spafford penned the words of comfort found in It Is Well With My Soul after the tragic death of his children in a shipwreck over the Atlantic Ocean. On the other hand, the words of some hymns spring not from a traumatic occurrence in the writer's life but in the midst of the daily routine. That is just the case in the writing of one of the 20th century's most loved hymns, Great is Thy Faithfulness. Great is Thy faithfulness, O God my Father, there is no shadow of turning with Thee, Thou changest not, Thy compassions, they fail not, as Thou hast been, Thou forever wilt be. Great is Thy faithfulness, great is Thy faithfulness. Morning by morning new mercies I see, all I have needed Thy hand hath provided. Great is Thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter, and springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above join with all nature in manifold witness to Thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Pardon for sin and a peace that endureth, Thine own dear presence to cheer and to guide, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow, blessings all mine, with 10,000 beside. Great is Thy faithfulness, great is Thy faithfulness. Morning by morning new mercies I see, all I have needed Thy hand hath provided. Great is Thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Thomas Chisholm, the hymn writer, was born in Kentucky, 1866. From a young age, Thomas was highly intelligent and ambitious. He became a school teacher at the age of 16 and an associate editor for his hometown newspaper at the age of 21. At the age of 26, Thomas made one of the most important decisions that he would make in his life when he accepted Christ as his Lord and Savior in 1893. From that moment on, he used his intelligence and ambition for God. In 1903, Thomas started a family by marrying the love of his life, Catherine van der Veer. It seemed to Thomas that his path in life was now set, that he would be a minister for the remainder of his days, but the following years showed him otherwise. After Thomas was officially ordained a minister, Thomas experienced a decline in health during his time as a minister, and in 1909, those health issues forced him to leave his congregation. In the years that followed, Financial issues arose as well from numerous hospital bills. Many people would have become bitter with God during a time of health and financial crisis, but Thomas became quite the opposite. Thomas' positive outlook on life never shifted, and in 1923, he took up pen and paper and wrote his most famous poem, "Great is Thy Faithfulness." The poem was based on Lamentations 3:22-23, where it says, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases, His mercies never come to an end, they are new every morning, great is your faithfulness." Thomas eventually sent his work to a fellow minister and friend, William Runyon, who worked on the musical setting for the poem. With divine guidance, Runyon composed a beautiful tune to accompany the poem and named it Faithfulness. Reflecting on this creative process, Runyon later wrote, "This particular poem held such an appeal that I prayed most earnestly that my tune might carry over its message in a worthy way, and the subsequent history of its use indicates that God answered prayer." Although Thomas Chisholm had suffered under poor health throughout his life, God's faithfulness was evident to him. God has been faithful in the past, is faithful in the present, and will continue to be faithful till the end of the age. Both William Runyon and Billy Graham evidently saw the beauty and significance in the words that Thomas Chisholm wrote in his poem, making the rising popularity of "Great is Thy Faithfulness" inevitable. This hymn is a declaration of God's unchanging reliability and constant presence in our lives. The term faithfulness here refers to God's steadfastness, His unwavering commitment to His promises, and His consistent character. This means that God is dependable and trustworthy, regardless of our circumstances. Subscribe to Living Stones Films for edifying gospel contents. Don't forget to give the video a like, share and leave a comment below. Living Stones Films. Reaching the world with Christ through media.